Long, long ago, in the time when animals could speak and the world was still young, all the stories in the world belonged to Nyame, the sky god. No one on earth had any stories to tell. But one clever spider named Kweku Ananse decided this had to change. Kweku Ananse was not the biggest or the strongest creature. He was small, with 8 spindly legs and eyes that sparkled with cleverness. But what he lacked in size, he made up for in wisdom and wit. One evening, under the full moon, Kweku Ananse spun a special web, a web so strong and long that it reached all the way up to the sky. He climbed and climbed, higher than the tallest tree, higher than the highest mountain, until he stood before Nyame, the sky god himself.
Great Nyame, keeper of all stories, master of the heavens, I have come to buy the stories from you. I wish to bring them down to earth, so all creatures can share them around their fires at night.
You? A small spider wants to buy my golden box of stories? Ha! Many have tried, Kweku Ananse.
Python with his strength, leopard with his power, and elephant with his size, all have failed. What makes you think you can succeed where they could not?
Name your price, great Nyame, and I will pay it. My wisdom may be small, but it is mighty.
Very well, clever spider. Bring me 4 things, and the stories are yours. Onini the python who swallows whole goat. Bring me Osebo, with teeth like knives, the fever-stinging Moboro hornets, and whose sting brings fever. And Moatia the forest spirit who no one can catch. Bring me these 4, and every story in my golden box shall be yours. It shall be done, great Nyame.
Kweku Ananse climbed back down to earth. He sat by the river and thought and thought. How could a small spider catch a mighty python who could swallow a goat whole? Then, like a firefly lighting up the darkness, an idea sparkled in his clever mind. He cut a long, straight bamboo pole from the grove and gathered strong vines from the forest. Then he walked toward Python's den, talking very loudly to himself.
The world bows to Ananse. I walk this earth as a king, and soon all the stories will belong to me. My wife is wrong. She is absolutely wrong. I say this bamboo pole is longer than Onini the python. She insists python is longer. But I know I am right. If only I could measure to prove it.
What's this I hear? Someone doubts my length? Everyone knows I am the longest creature in the forest.
Oh, great Onini. I didn't see you there. Well, my wife and I are having an argument. I say you are longer than this bamboo pole. She says the pole is longer. You know how stubborn wives can be.
Impossible! I am longer than any stick in this forest.
Then there's only one way to settle this and prove my wife wrong. Stretch yourself along this pole, great Onini, and let me measure. Then I can go home and show her she was mistaken.
Python, being very proud of his great length, couldn't resist. He stretched himself along the bamboo pole, from the very bottom to the very top. But as he stretched, Kweku Ananse worked quickly. First, he tied Python's head to the pole with vines. Just to keep you straight for proper measuring, he said. Then he tied the middle. Just to prevent any curves, he explained. Then he tied the tail. Just to be sure of accuracy, he added.
Ah, Onini, it turns out you are exactly the same length as this pole. What a perfect measurement.
And now, dear Python, you're caught. Off to Nyame we go. You've tricked me, spider.
Not trickery, my friend, just wisdom. And wisdom is its own kind of strength.
Next, Kweku Ananse ventured into the deep forest where Osebo the leopard lived. He found Leopard's favorite hunting path, where the grass was trampled and claw marks scarred the trees. Working all through the night, Kweku Ananse dug a deep pit right in the middle of the path. He made it so deep that even Leopard's powerful legs couldn't leap out. Then he covered it carefully with branches and leaves so it looked just like the regular path. That night, when the moon was high, Osebo came prowling through the forest, hunting for his dinner. He walked right onto the covered pit and, crash, thud, fell straight down into the darkness.
Who has dug this pit in my path? When I get out of here, I will tear them limb from limb. I will make them regret the day they were born.
The next morning, Kweku Ananse came walking by, acting very surprised.
Oh my goodness. Mighty Osebo, how did you fall into this pit? This is terrible. This must have been left by hunters.
Don't worry, my friend. Let me help you out. Help me out, and I promise not to eat you.
Kweku Ananse bent down a young, strong tree until its top reached into the pit. He called down to Leopard.
Grab hold of this tree with your tail, great Osebo, and tie yourself securely. Then I'll release the tree, and it will pull you up.
Leopard, desperate to escape, did exactly as Kweku Ananse suggested. He wrapped his tail tightly around the tree branch and tied it in a strong knot. But when he gave the signal, Kweku Ananse didn't just release the tree, he let it spring up with all its force. Whoosh! The tree sprang up, and Osebo found himself hanging upside down, high in the air, swinging back and forth like a spotted fruit.
Forgive me, great Osebo, but Nyame needs you more than the forest does today. Your roar will echo in stories forever.
Trickery. Spider trickery.
For the Maboro Hornets, Kweku Ananse knew he needed to be extra clever. These hornets were fierce, and their stings could bring terrible fever. He couldn't use strength or traps, he needed to use their own nature against them. He took a large calabash gourd and filled it halfway with water. Then he splashed some water all over himself and climbed up near the hornet's nest. He splashed water on their nest too, then covered his head with a large banana leaf like an umbrella.
Oh no, the rains are coming! Quick, quick! Fly into my dry calabash gourd before you get soaked! You'll be safe inside!
The hornets, feeling the water drops and seeing Kweku Ananse's umbrella, believed the rains had come. One by one, they flew into the gourd to stay dry. When the last hornet had entered, seeking shelter from the storm, Kweku Ananse quickly sealed the opening with a cork and more leaves.
Safe and dry indeed, my buzzing friends. Safe and dry all the way to Nyame's kingdom.
Finally, for Moesha the forest spirit, Kweku Ananse needed his cleverest trick yet. Moesha was shy and magical, appearing only at twilight and impossible to catch with hands or ropes. Kweku Ananse carved a beautiful wooden doll, as tall as a child, and gave it a lovely face. Then he covered the entire doll with sticky gum from the teak tree, the kind that never lets go once you touch it. He placed the doll in a forest clearing and put a bowl of delicious pounded yam in front of it. When twilight came, Moesha the forest spirit appeared, drawn by the smell of the delicious food. She saw the doll and spoke to it politely, as is proper.
Hello, sister. May I have some of this yam? It smells so good, and I'm very hungry.
The doll, of course, said nothing. Moesha waited, but still the doll was silent.
I am speaking to you. It is rude not to answer. May I have some yam?
Still, the doll said nothing. Moesha became angry at this rudeness. She slapped the doll's face, and her hand stuck fast in the gum. She slapped with her other hand, stuck. She kicked with her foot, stuck. She kicked with her other foot, stuck. Soon Moesha was completely trapped, held tight by the sticky gum.
Forgive me, gentle Moatia, but your magic is needed in the sky. Nyame calls for you, and through you, children will learn manners and patience in stories forever.
And so, Kweku Ananse climbed back up his web to the Sky Kingdom, carrying all 4 prizes. Python tied to a pole across his back. Leopard in a bundle of vines. Hornets buzzing angrily in the sealed gourd. And Moesha still stuck to the gum doll.
You have done what the mighty elephant could not do. You have done what the fierce lion failed to do. You caught what the swift falcon couldn't catch. Your wisdom and cleverness are greater than size, greater than strength, greater than speed. From this day forward, all the stories in the world shall no longer be called Nyame's stories.
They shall be called Anansesem, spider stories.
They belong to you, Kweku Ananse, and to all who learn from your wisdom.
Nyame opened the golden box, and out flowed all the stories of the world, stories of bravery and kindness, of wisdom and foolishness, of laughter and tears. Kweku Ananse gathered them all and brought them down to earth. And that is how Kweku Ananse brought all the stories down from the sky to share with the world. To this day, when the Ashanti people tell tales around the fire, they begin by saying, we do not really mean that what we are about to say is true. Because these are Anansesem, spider stories. And while the events may be make-believe, the lessons Kweku Ananse teaches us are very real, that wisdom can overcome any obstacle, that cleverness can defeat any challenge, and that even the smallest creature can achieve the greatest things. So the next time you face a problem that seems too big, remember Kweku Ananse. Remember that wisdom, creativity, and never giving up are the greatest powers of all. This is the way of the spider. This is Anansesem.